YNW Melly has shared way too many secrets with fellow rappers in the industry. These secrets are now coming to the light, sharing the reason on why he committed this crime. With the secrets being exposed, YNW Juvy's father would share that he already believed Melly was guilty ever since the beginning. However, hearing the new information, he is now 100% convinced.
From the day one, I believe that Melly was responsible for my son on October 26th when I first heard the story, because his explanation, when I finally talked to him in Cortland on a FaceTime, their response and how they was reacting, they showed no remorse. They didn't act like they was grieving, like they lost a best friend or nothing. They was, in my opinion, they was in the best spirits. They wasn't reacting to, they act like they didn't have to take a loss at all. That's how I took it. And then when I was talking to them, I still had in the back of my mind, something's not right.
As YNW Melly shared information with everyone, as an interview from one of King Von's friends from O Block named J Hood, he would reveal the secrets that Melly told King Von about the two passings.
Did Von really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Von was mad at me. Bro, why you put up there, bro? Walk the bam. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around them?
Where he would explain that Juvy and Sakchaser were after Melly for financial gain, as it actually makes sense as to why YNW Melly had a video on his cell phone where he literally says he has no regrets for what he did.
No regrets for the shit I did. That also means for the nigga. Yeah. 4:30 a.m. Never say when.
However, what is the real story? To figure this entire thing out, we need to look back at October 26, 2018, when the four YNW members, being Melly, Sakchaser, Juvy, and Bortlen, were all leaving the recording studio, hopping into their Jeep to begin driving home. Little did the world know this surveillance footage would be the last footage of Juvy and Sakchaser ever recorded, as after the crime was committed, when YNW Bortlen drove Juvy and Sakchaser to the hospital himself, as officers would arrest Bortlen at the hospital and bring him in for an interrogation. At the start of the interrogation, YNW Bortlen would detail the first moments inside of the vehicle.
Okay, tell me what happened.
Man, I was playing music, getting off the exit. I was already getting sleepy, almost home. You know what I'm saying? And like just out of nowhere, like I just heard, you know what I'm saying? So, and I ducked down, you know what I'm saying, in the car.
Actually,
and I almost crashed the car.
Let me back you up a few minutes. Where were you coming from?
I was coming from the studio, from Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale studio. Which way did you take?
I took I-75, 595
to 75.
Expressway. Yeah.
Then you took 75 south?
Within 10 minutes of the interrogation, it's very clear the officers know that YNW Bortlen's story is not true at all. However, it is very important to listen to YNW Bortlen's entire story to line it up to trial evidence, as I'll be sharing later. YNW Bortlen tries to continue being confident about his story, trying to make it seem realistic. However, he would just get caught up in lie after lie.
Here's the hard part where we're having a hard time to understand, is that we shut down that entire area and we had officers shoulder to shoulder walk it out. They didn't find as much as one shell casing. They didn't find one piece of glass. Nothing. Nothing to what you said adds up. And it's hard.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, that's like,
I mean, for whatever reason, your two friends, are these your good friends?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These my like,
these your two, I'm assuming close friends.
Yeah, we got.
And you're doing them an inservice by not telling us the truth.
I'm telling you the truth, sir. I don't like. How? What do you want?
How do you make shell casings disappear?
I don't know. How can I tell you about a shell case?
As YNW Bortlen is still sticking to his original story. He's staying to the script of the streets, where you never snitch and you never work with the feds. So the officers just continued to get annoyed by Bortlen's lies. This is then when the officer would go and ask him this.
Let's talk about why. Are you having issues with anyone?
I mean, we are upcoming artists and stuff, so people like, you know, when you like start doing better than people, they start hating and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
So you had some jealousy issues.
Yeah, it's like jealousy issues. But goddamn, I haven't really been on there. But like he like my friend that's way now, God bless. He was telling me like, right. He always was telling me about how people just like today. He was telling me some folks from up our way.
What's up your way?
Like Vero
Beach?
Beach. Like that's where I used to stay. You know what I'm saying? So I grew up there. So that's our hometown. You know what I'm
So
saying?
what did your friend say about from Vero Beach? What was he saying to you?
He was saying basically just like they were on like Instagram, Facebook. Like.
The officers are now understanding the YNW group is a music label with artists in the area. It seemed as if there was a chance what YNW Bortlen was saying is true. However, the interrogation would go completely south from here. Bortlen would begin getting angry at the officers as they aren't fully believing his story about the crime.
I told y'all the story, and that's it, bro. I don't even talk about it anymore. Like, cause I told y'all. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Okay, just so you know, all right, because you're saying, well, I don't want to talk anymore. There's going to be a lot more questions. There's, you know, and we're not trying to piss you off. The thing is, we don't know your friends.
Yeah.
So the reason we have to ask all these questions, because the more we know about your friends, your lifestyle, your friend's lifestyle, your friends, his friends, and the circumstances surrounding today, the more, you know, the easier it's going to be for us to try and solve this.
It's very common when the criminal in the interrogation hits this point of an interrogation where he's refusing to talk and not even wanting to discuss further. It is the police officer's job to reset the playing field. The goal is to continue asking questions, hoping either the criminal will mix up his fake story or that he will share different details than what he originally said. This is what the officer would do. The police officer would then just want in-the-moment details of what was going on during the drive-by, asking Bortlen did he see any faces or a license plate.
And I'm driving, ducking for my life, trying to make sure I don't get hit. And you telling me you telling me about some shit. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. I'm driving. I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. You know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna be worried about? You know what I'm saying?
I know it's not for you to worry about.
Shit crazy, bro.
But if you tell me it happened there's got to be some evidence there. There's going to be broken glass, just like there's broken glass over here from when you guys open the doors and stuff like that. Okay, there's going to be broken glass over there when the windows got out. There's going to be casings from the people at your car. Okay, there's going to be evidence over there. Okay, right now there's nothing. I kind of think I know what happened because I got information.
So with time running out in their allowed interrogation time, it would be this point where the interrogation would reveal many answers, as the officer would just go out and ask, if you know who did this, would you tell me?
By just telling me the truth, even if it's something that I don't want to hear, but I respect the truth rather than BS, okay? And it's a simple question. If you knew who did this, okay? You may or may not know. If you knew who did this, would you tell me? It's either a yes or no question. Answer.
Honestly.
Yeah, honestly. The truth. You wouldn't?
Because I wouldn't want to be a part of that. I wouldn't want to be.
As this was the turning point of the interrogation. Throughout the entire 2 hours, YNW Bortlen used his voice to answer any question the officers had. However, when it came to this question, he didn't give a firm answer. Instead, he just shook his head no side to side. This is because if it was YNW Melly who did this crime, he would obviously know that. So saying no to the officer using his voice could have caused his voice to come out at a different volume than what he's been using throughout the interrogation, which would be due to him lying. That would then be an obvious indicator to police that Bortlen knows a lot more than what he's sharing. However, the police already had a hunch that everything was a lie. As indicated earlier in the interrogation, there was no signs of broken glass, casings, or anything even in the area Bortlen claimed it happened at. This would then later be proven as a fact, as during the YNW Melly trial, it was revealed the Jeep they were driving in didn't look like a regular vehicle that has gone through a drive-by. As Sergeant Williams would reveal after investigating the car, there is no way this could have been a drive-by from the outside.
Assignment, which is to determine if this is a drive. And my determination was that this is not a drive-by, and it's based upon this picture here, which is a very good picture to describe it. All of these rounds are done. One is done at a stationary position. The at a stationary position when all but one of these rounds are going in. The one round that has some movement in it, which is round site L here, the actually moving in that to create the little bit of a key that you see there.
Number, you said 17 outside the car. How many rounds were inside of the car?
3.
And can you exclude the for Mr. Williams and Mr. Thomas as coming from outside of the car?
Yes. From the driver's side back seat.
As to the shot that Christopher Thomas, where did that come from?
Driver's side back seat.
No. Is it possible for there to have been 2 inside that car?
No.
Why not?
There is no time.
So if YNW Bortlen was lying about what happened, what actually did happen? Trial evidence from a man named Trayvon Glass would tell a different story that many sources are saying is the real one. Trayvon was actually at the recording studio. However, he went home inside of the red van that was parked beside YNW Melly's Jeep at the recording studio. According to Trayvon, the plan was for them to all meet back at fellow rapper Fredo Bang's house. The red van arrived at Fredo's. However, YNW Melly's vehicle never showed up. The record would show that only Bortlen took Sakchaser and Juvy to the hospital after they passed, and not YNW Melly, as the prosecutors would share that YNW Melly called Fredo Bang to pick him up off of the side of the street after the incident.
And Chris Thomas are. So what you're also going to find out is while Mr. Devins is out there on the side of the road, 4 in the morning, 4:42 specifically, he sends a drop pin, digital homing beacon, to his current location to one of his friends, Frederick Givens. Frederick Givens is also involved in the music industry, and he asked to be picked up. Frederick Givens then, about 11 minutes later, is sent another drop pin where Mr. Devins has moved a couple of meters. What you're going to find out as well, though, is these digital leashes, they have more than just phone calls.
With Melly arriving at Fredo's house, Trayvon would notice that YNW Melly ended up changing his clothing from when he left the recording studio, as we would hear during the trial.
Was Melly wearing the same clothes or different clothes than when you saw him at the studio?
It was a little bit, nah, he wasn't.
Nah, he wasn't. You guys
Wasn't wearing the same clothes.
Okay. Do you recall what he was wearing?
Just had on some shorts.
As this without a doubt made YNW Melly look extremely guilty to the jury, as why would he need to change clothing from leaving a recording studio and walking down the street? Then moments later inside of the court, this is when prosecutors would share a text message from Melly's phone where he admits to doing the crime.
The PC Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, "I did that," and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time, the YNW Melly count says what?
After that, SHHHH.